changes, but what was just kind of that big key there in the fourth quarter that allowed the Dream to go on that run?
Offensive rebound and turnovers. I think that was really an Achilles heel for us tonight. But, credit to Atlanta. They wanted it more. They really were aggressive and caused us many, problems for us. But, 16 second chance points, that's tough. And it's something we have to make sure we get better at because it's happening in every game.
And for Breanna Stewart, it seemed that they were trying to make it difficult and tough on her. What did you see just from how she was able to get to the free throw line but still not get going from the field?
Yeah, look, I have to just put her in better spots. I've got to do a better job of helping her a little bit there and, and the players out there. And obviously, without Sabrina, that's another playmaker and a shooter for us. They put a lot of attention on Stewie, which I get, which is probably smart of them. And she just, she had a tough shot, but we need to get her some more open looks there. And but that's something we've got to keep working on and, let this sting and then get back to work on Friday.
And Maureen, you had some big-time shots there in the fourth quarter. What opened up for you in that fourth quarter, and what were some of those play calls that allowed you to get around your defenders and get back to that ball movement on the offensive side?
The play call, she made shots. She doesn't understand. Okay. How did you get your shots at the end?
Yeah, well, like Stewart was aggressive on the other side, and Stewart just gave a screen on me, and I was open in the corner, and that's it.
Hi, everybody. Sandy, it looked like late in the game, the offense really sort of like figure itself out and try to pull itself out. What do you think started working towards the end, even though you guys ran out of time?
Yeah, look, I think a little bit more movement. I think we got stuck on not moving the ball, and they were playing very physical. They did even on Sluty, they were just getting over. We couldn't even get a screen on her. But I don't think we were sharp in our movements offensively. You got to move this team around and help each other a little bit more. So it's a great, like I said, it's a great. It sucks that we lost, but we can learn a lot from these games. Just the physicality that was out there, but we didn't have the appropriate effort for 40 minutes. So.
Yeah, in the third quarter, Jocelyn got a little bit of run and made some nice plays. I know you've talked a lot about staying ready and staying prepared. What did you like about what she gave in the minutes she had tonight?
I thought she did really good. She came out there, and it's a different look for Howard. She rebounded for us. She did all the little things well. And credit to Joss. She's, hasn't had many opportunities, but she's staying ready. And that's all she can do, control the controllables.
And Courtney, it looked like for a lot of the night, you guys are really able to sort of get the drive and kick working, even though the threes weren't there. Do you think it was just a matter of just the shots just not being there? Just like, I guess, like, it's like you liked the process, but the result wasn't there. Like, what did you sort of think of the offensive flow throughout much of the night?
I think early on we got really good looks. We just didn't knock them down. That happens sometimes. They made an adjustment. They started switching. We just didn't get that rhythm that we have had in the past. And, then when things get a little tight, shots become harder. The hoop looks a little bit smaller. So we just didn't make enough shots tonight. It happens.
Courtney, despite everything, you had a chance there at the end. What was the most frustrating part for you of just like how that game closed out?
I think just that we felt like we had a chance and then we fouled a couple times, maybe get offensive rebounds. It was like just cleaning up the little things, and we're in a different position. I think we executed offensively really well, enough to be in the game late. But then, just a couple unfortunate defensive plays, foul calls didn't go our way. That's frustrating.
Hi, Sandy. Vandersloot Laney was picking up everybody on Atlanta basically as soon as they crossed half court tonight and just forcing them into second actions. She had that steal and breakaway for the free throws the other way. Even though the game didn't go your way, just how impactful was she in helping the team just stay in it and keep battling all night long?
Yeah, look, no, very. You worked her butt off. She has to guard obviously she was on Howard, and then we thought, going Gray, no, let's go on Jones and let's pressure her a little bit. And that's, like I said, that's her role, and that's what we've asked of her. And she's really, hanging her hat on defence, and, she got to score a little bit more too. So I thought she had a really solid game for us.
Thank you. And then tonight looked like another step forward for JJ, even though she had those 2 early fouls. All 5 starters got into double figures, but she was really getting those deep seals and getting to the line a whole bunch. What did you see from her? Also 2 steals and 2 blocks, so she was getting after it defensively.
Yeah, look, she's still, she's improving, and that's it. I know she still wants to be better. We know that she's capable of more, but she's, still has to have that physical presence down low. That certainly opens us up, and there's opportunities where we could get her, the ball even more back to basket. But yeah, she's just got to keep building, and things are going to get easier for her once it gets more and more conditioned and used to playing with obviously different players as well.
Coach, 2 questions about Sabrina. Number 1, where did this team miss her the most tonight? And number 2, what does it mean to have someone with a basketball IQ like Sabrina's on the bench as a de facto 4th assistant coach out there? Because she was talking with Niara a little bit. She talked to several players tonight. She was very vocal. So what does it mean to have someone with that type of basketball IQ as a de facto assistant coach working with you?
Yeah, look, it's another playmaker for us. It's another handler. Poor old Sluty had to, bring the ball up, look to score, play defense. That's hard. And, we put a lot of load on her tonight. And we, Maureen's not a point guard, so I don't put her in those situations. She doesn't like it. And Benaja hasn't had much. So, she's another playmaker for us, but she's a shot maker as well. She spaces the floor for us, opens it up. They were very heavy nail, more than what they usually are. We didn't get as many clear and open looks. She's obviously, she's an important player for us. But, it's still, regardless, it's a game. We know, we had our chances to win, and the best team won tonight in Atlanta. That was Atlanta.
To that end, speaking of Maureen, I know you mentioned point guard's not her position, but at the same time, she comes up big in the end with the shots. She kind of flowed through the offense really well. What did you think of the way she stepped up tonight in that starting 5 in these extensive responsibilities, especially in just technically only her 2nd week back?
Yeah, look, that's what we want from Maureen. I always want Maureen to be aggressive, and I know, she had a few turnovers there, but that's okay. Like, as long as she's being aggressive and staying confident, that's important for us because she can make those shots. And so I was proud of her, because usually she might start overthinking it, and we don't want her. We just want her to play instinctively, because that's how she, we can get the best out of her there. And so, like I said, she made some big shots for us, and she's going to continue to get better. More time we can have, on the court, in practice and in the next games.
Final one for me. Early in the game, Jonquil gets in that foul trouble, and you're basically reduced to an 8-woman rotation out there, and yet you were able to build a halftime lead. What allowed you to build that lead shorthanded, and what did Atlanta change from a coaching perspective in the second half?
Look, I thought Steph came in and had some really good minutes for us tonight, really solid. And, Steph allows us, she's obviously very intelligent. We could move the ball a little bit more. We got some little easier looks. And look, I just didn't think we came out in the 3rd quarter well enough. We just turned the ball over. We took too many quick shots, and we played right into their hand, and gave them a lot of confidence. And they've been aggressive. They've lost a few games, and anyone can beat anyone in this league. So, it was a tough day for us, but we still had opportunities to win. But there'll be a lot of areas that we know we can get better at.
Great. Hi, everyone. Sandy, first for you. I'm curious if you thought there were potential moments to challenge some calls throughout this game. I mean, I know Tanisha Wright had one. It was that out-of-bounds play, and Cheyenne Parker seemed very confident about it. But I'm just curious if you felt like there were some moments where maybe you could have used that challenge.
Not today. I mean, I asked my staff. There was one with she was out of bounds, but you can't challenge the out of bounds. You only can challenge the foul. And she did foul. So why challenge something if it was, and that's not going to get overturned. So just knowing those rules a little bit better, we would have lost anyway, and I would have lost a timeout that I needed.
I see. And I'm assuming there was a JJ foul where it looked like, at least on the replay, it looked like it was very much so all ball. You felt like that wasn't worth a challenge either, or
No, look, she was in the paint, obviously. She was in the RA, and, you know, my staff said, no, it looks like she hit her. You know, and those times when the game's close, it's more like,
Sure.
is it that, or do I need it to time out to utilise it near the end? So, you know, it's a bit of you know, you have to just kind of work out what's the best right at that moment, and sometimes right and sometimes wrong. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look, but, you know, I don't see everything there. I relied on the information I got.
I appreciate that. I do. Now, for Courtney, I'm curious, what makes it so hard to maybe rebound the ball and you know, pursue the ball maybe when the shots aren't falling?
Offensively?
I mean, I'm just curious how there's maybe a relation, like when shots aren't falling, and then, you know, you go back on the other side and Atlanta rebounds on the offensive glass.
No, there should be no relation between those. If we should rebound, no matter if we're making shots or not. You know, of course it's especially important if we're not making shots because we need extra possessions and we want to get stops. But you know, they just outworked us on the boards tonight, and that had nothing to do with us making or missing shots.
Thank you. And Maureen, just for you, what does this game teach you about, you know, what you all have to do when Sabrina is out and then when Stewie goes 1 for 14?
Well, like Coach Sandy said, we have to help more Stewie and find a better position for her. We can play around her better, maybe move the ball on the other side and the third side too. Yeah, I think we just have to stay aggressive. Sub for sure, like we missed Sub tonight, but we have to find a way to play better around Stewie and help her.
Thanks, guys.